Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday, the 17th of December 2025. In today's Millwall news, we start off with this from the Southwark News. Very festive. Snowflakes. Nice. Alex Neil addresses Mill's midfield injury crisis and outlines adjustments to training. Alex Neil addressed what he thinks are the causes behind Mill's midfield injury crisis and outlined recent changes to training. The Lions were without all 7 first-team central midfielders against Hull City last Saturday, meaning Neil had to start Camille Negley, a winger, and Alfie Doughty, a left wing-back winger, in the engine room. Mill conceded 2 early goals as they lost 3-1. Alex Neil was asked why he thinks Mill have been so badly afflicted with injuries in one position. Oh, if you look at them, they're all different. Will Smallbone, when we got him, he came in with a calf strain and hadn't played loads of football. So, we're trying to build him up. And Massimo Luongo, he was really unfortunate. His was a cruciate. Derek is a cruciate strain. So, again, it's a contact injury. And, Luke, he did his shoulder. So, again, it's a contact injury in a game. Billy, over the last couple of years, he's had repeated different niggles that he's picked up. I think then off the back of that, because we have to use Casper so often, Casper had an illness, and then off the back of the illness, because he had to continue to play because we had nobody else, he's picked up a calf strain. Each of those injuries are very, very different. The 2 cruciate lads, there's nothing you can do about that, that's in game. Luke has his shoulder, so again, in game. And it's a contact, and Billy's previous history over the last couple of years has been repeated. So, then Casper, that's a bit like Zach Sturge, Camille Negley at the moment, he's not feeling too good either. So we've got a little bit of a bug sort of going around, and Zach Sturge had to come off at half-time on Saturday because he had a bit of a dizzy turn at half-time. And I don't put them all in the same bracket, they're all very individual for me. Mill have suffered injuries all over the park and were without 11 senior players in total last weekend. Neil was then asked if there had been any changes to training in light of the lengthy injury list. Would you train at all? I mean, God, don't risk it. Oh, we monitor and view training every day, we don't just go out and say, we'll just play until we can't be bothered anymore. Everything's measured, everything the lads eat is measured, everything they do sleep-wise is measured, every metric that you can imagine is measured, so, nothing's left a chance. What we have done of late, but when I say of late, probably over the last month, is we've started to taper down training, but you need to be careful with that, because that's what happens is players become less conditioned, and then you're on the risk that because they're not pushing their bodies as often as they need to, then they put themselves at risk. So everything that you can imagine is being looked at. We've recruited a new head of performance in Johnny Northeast, who's joined us, and he's been in over the last week and a half to try and help and see if he can help in terms of what the injury list looks like. But what I will say is we're all purely focused on Mill naturally because that's what we care about. But most other teams in this league, this is probably a bad injury list as a lot of them have had, as well. I know obviously a lot of the lads at Preston, and I think they've been through a bit of a tough time as well. And I've seen Nathan Jones at Charlton talking about it, and I've seen Bristol City when we played them before, leading into that game. They had an extensive injury list as well. For whatever reason, it just seems to be a bad few months for it. Indeed, yeah. It's not just us. Ours is very bad, but other clubs probably not as bad as us, but nearly. Now, moving on to this from southernnews.co.uk, again with the snowflakes. It shows the quality and resilience we have. Alfie Doughty on Mill's form amid injury crisis and adapting to midfield. So they've had a word with Alfie Doughty. Alfie Doughty thinks Mill's form amid a worsening injury crisis shows the quality and resilience that they have. The Lions have ground out 3 wins in their past 5, despite missing up to 11 first-team players, including all 7 of their senior central midfielders. Well, that only happened that only happened from the whole game onwards. So that's only been 1 game so far. But it looks like we're going to might be playing another 3 games without them. Billy might be back for the Boxing Day game, but again, he'll probably be on the bench. So, yeah, it's not looking good. That run of form has them 4th in the Championship, well in the top 6 hunt, just under halfway through the season. It just shows, the quality and the resilience that we have as a team. Doughty told news it then. Yeah, we've got countless injuries. Yeah, even on Saturday, I felt like we had a really good run out, and I felt like we could have won the game if we scored our chances. The game before that at Derby, which is a hard place to go, and we got our draw, and we won at Bristol City. We are getting these results regardless of the personnel, and that just shows how well we're doing. Let's say, fast forward a month or two and we got most people back. It's going to be a fight for everyone to get in the team because, there's so many bodies, but so many good players that deserve to play, and it'll be a good problem for the gaffer. Doughty, typically deployed along the left, had to deputise in midfield against the Tigers alongside winger Camille Negley, with Reece Bangor-Williams playing further forward in the number 10 role. He assisted... Alfie Doughty assisted Ademo Maku's second half goal in a performance Alex Neil praised after the game. I'm quite versatile, so I know the position well. I used to play there a few years ago. It's something where you just have to lock in as soon as you step on the pitch, really. My favourite position is at wing back, but it's just a job on the pitch, and you've got to do what you can, really. I'm happy with the way it went on the weekend. If I've got to play there for the foreseeable future, that's fine by me. Still, Alex Neil acknowledged after the game there were evident growing pains on the pitch for the makeshift midfield duo, pointing that he had little time in training in the build-up to the match to prepare them. Doughty was asked if he would feel more confident playing in midfield after a full week of training leading into Mill's trip to Blackburn Rovers on Saturday. Oh yeah, you do, but you're also, taking a lot of information during a week. For example, let's say Casper was playing there. I'll be listening to what the gaffer will be saying to him when we're training. So you pick it up quite quickly. And we had 3 very attacking players in that midfield on Saturday. So, it's going to be hard anyway. But in the second half, I felt like I adapted quite well to it. And I think we all did, all 3 of us. If I play there next week, then that's going to be a lot easier because I will have had that full week of, leading up to it and looking at that position. Yeah, because, obviously they didn't know they were going to do that until after the Derby game. So that probably Thursday morning, maybe even as late as Friday morning. They realise, we don't have any central midfielders. Who's still playing central midfield? It's going to be you. So he has, 24 to 48 hours notice that he's going to be doing that. Now he's got that plus 7 days. So, and Blackburn Rovers don't think they're as good as Hull City, so we'll see how he does against them. Now, obviously told you yesterday about the under-21 result. Totally outclassed by an absolutely fantastic Nottingham Forest team. No shame in that. They are a very good team. So we've got the match report that was written up for millfc.co.uk. Under 21s defeated by Nottingham Forest in the Premier League Cup, which is a group stage cup system. So Mill have had 6 games. Well, they've had 5 games so far. They got 1 on Saturday. They got 1 draw out of their 5 games. 1 draw, 4 defeats. So, they're definitely not going through now. The visitors had the first opportunity of the game as Zion Blake drove at the Mill defence and made his way into the box before squaring for Danny Anijisko, whose low effort was saved by Lucas Jensen. Forest opened the scoring after a quarter of an hour as Anijisko cutting from the left flank before finding Callum Thompson on the edge of the box, who whipped a right-footed strike into the top corner to break the deficit. George Beaumont's dangerous free kick presented the Young Lions with their first clear-cut opportunity of the match, as his dangerous delivery saw the ball bounce around in the box before landing in front of Jet Dyer, whose subsequent goal-bound half volley was blocked by a Forest man. The away side, however, doubled their lead after an excellent mazy run from Thompson. So it was the Thompson lad, yeah? That was fantastic. The way he just ran through from halfway line, basically. So the opening goal scorer carried the ball from near halfway all the way into the box, weaving through Mill bodies before taking the ball past Jensen to the byline, where he squared for James Sinclair, who tapped the ball into an empty net. In the 38th minute, the Nottinghamshire side made it free as Archie Whitehall's clever touch saw him enter the box with time and space to control the ball and square it for Adam Berry, who converted into an empty net. 2 minutes later, Kevin Nugent's side got one back as some neat trickery from Beaumont saw him make his way into the box before being fouled, leading to the referee pointing to the spot. Caleb Redhead stepped up and calmly placed his penalty down the middle to get his second goal in 3 matches. And that's Beaumont now. 3 minutes into the second half, Blake capitalised on a quickly taken free kick to control the ball on the edge of the box, set himself up and fire a curling effort into the top right corner from just inside the area to make it 4-1 to the visitors. Forest continued to dominate the game and won a penalty after Harry Taylor brought down Anisco. Berry stepped up to take it, but Jensen saved the penalty, diving down to his right to keep out the spot kick with 25 minutes to go. So Jensen saved the penalty. Lovely. The score remained 4-1 to the visitors, with only half chances for each side in the remainder of the match. Attention now turns to the visit of Swansea City for Kevin Nugent's men, as the under-21s take on the Swans at the Den on Saturday afternoon with a kick-off at 1 p.m. But as I've said, that game is a dead rubber. It's a final group game, and they can't qualify. Well, Millwall can't qualify. Swansea might be able to. So there you go. And as mentioned yesterday, the team was Jensen, Payton, Drake, Whitby, Harry Taylor, Dyer, Beaumont, Sugita Vieira, Redhead, Hammond Chains, Thomas Smith. 3 double barrels in there. The subs bench was Sandford, Forbes, Amuse, Jacob and Rodders. And we got some pictures from the game. And here's the thing. I mentioned, this is a very much under strength under 21s. There's a fair old few under 18s playing in this game. So much so that I don't, even though, I follow I've got the Daily Millwall, do the videos every day, basically, and do a lot for the under 21s. Most of these players, I won't recognise them. I know, we'll go through them and say, that's George Beaumont. That is Thomas Smith, but again, I think he is an under 18 player. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's one of the defenders. I don't know who that guy on the left is. The one in the middle is Caleb Redhead. He's the new guy. No, not sure who that is. I think that's one of the new guys. I think that might be Sugita Vieira. I'm not too sure about that. That's Caleb Redhead again. No idea who that is. That's Thomas Smith. That's Lucas Jensen saving that penalty, I think. And we're back to George Beaumont. So there you go. Now we're going to finish by talking about the Southwark news. Independent voice of the borough of Southwark. Do a lot of Millwall news. The only independent, they talk about Mill basically every day. Much like I do. How's that? So Southwark News is up for 2 gongs in the Regional Press Awards. We've been nominated for the Small News Brand of the Year and Scoop of the Year categories. Southwark News is in the running for 2 prestigious Regional Press Awards, a huge feat for a small, independent business competing against some of the industry's big beasts. Announced yesterday, Tuesday, December the 16th, the Regional Press Awards aim to celebrate the best-in-class local journalism and champion its impact across the UK. Much to our delight, Southwark News is nominated for both Scoop of the Year and Small News Brand of the Year in recognition of our quality, proper, independent journalism. Izzy Clark's exclusive on the summer of the Southwark Labour leadership election fiasco, which saw the local authority have 3 leaders in 1 week amid claims and counterclaims of plots, procedural irregularities and bitter factionalism, had our readers hooked. Her coverage saw dozens of new subscribers sign up to read our paid-for premium News Plus articles and was widely picked up across local, regional and national press. This story, our front page ran, show us whose boss has been shortlisted for Scoop of the Year alongside some stiff competition from some of the industry's best journalists and publications. So this is the one there, Scoop of the Year. All the more remarkable is that Izzy joined as a full-time reporter after completing a one-day-a-week placement with us during NCTJ Journalism Diploma in her first journalism job. Since then, she has hit the ground running. The last 12 months have been a formative period in our history, since being founded in 1987 by the late Dave Clark, not that one. Towards the end of the last year, we launched our online subscription packages offering premium news, history and Millwall exclusives, analyses, and long reads. As one of London's last remaining paid-for newspapers, with the other South London Weekly also owned by our company, we are a rare thing in the news industry. Today, Southwark News is a print paper with a huge online presence, a strong following on new video platforms like TikTok and Instagram, with some videos viewed hundreds of thousands of times, and a growing, loyal audience of paying online readers, over 700 of whom value our style of journalism. Our work is thorough, well-researched, and our reporters spend their time out in our patch talking to people, and they write their stories from start to finish, never with AI. Never. Being nominated for Small News Brand of the Year is an achievement for every single one of our team, from our designers, freelance contributors, administrative and IT support, and all the fantastic trainees who have completed work experience with us, as well as our reporters and editors. But most of all, we'd like to thank our readers for backing us and helping us to bring you the stories that matter the most. We will find out next year if we've won either category or not. Whatever happens, we always do our best to keep doing what we are doing, always championing Southwark and South London, the Southwark News team. So there you go. Isn't that fantastic? There you go. So yeah, thought I'd share that, because obviously, you know, use the stories from the Southwark News quite a lot. Obviously, they try to write about Millwall every day. So here we go. Now, also, I'll bring this up again. If you're not in the vicinity of where you can buy a paper copy of the Southwark News, which publishes weekly on a Thursday, although I'm not sure, I think they might be taking a break over Christmas, and the next edition they're saying is the Friday the 2nd of January, and then after that it's going to be back to every Thursday. You can view it online anywhere you are in the world if you have an internet connection, which you must have, because how are you watching this video and listening to me? How? You go to Community Matters Media on this website called Issue, issuu.com, issue.com, and you pay 50p online, and you can read the Southwark News. You own it. It's yours. You download it, PDF file. It's all yours. Not only, but there are these other papers that they do: the Weekender, the South London Weekly, Bermondsey Biscuit, and the Rotherhithe Docker. You know, it's all here. So, you know, there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.